Gotta love it, Ed.
You can't go forward, you have to go back.
Yeah, this is what... Hey man, I'm lost. We were looking for a little day trip, and friends of mine had suggested the Moakwa Valley. They said that was really spectacular. So, looking at our map book, we made a plan. We'd go in on the Upper Adams Main, up into Moakwa Valley, and then we would loop around back along the White River Main. It turned into be quite an interesting day. We actually got turned around and we got lost at one point. It was a lot of fun. So we left Campbell River and headed for Sayward. It's about a 40-minute drive from Campbell River. And just north of Sayward, we were looking for the Upper Adams Mainline Logging Road. And it was easy enough to find. So it was time to get onto the gravel and lock up the hubs. We were heading west into the heart of Vancouver Island, and we were told that we could expect to see some of the most spectacular vistas on Vancouver Island. Do we know where we're going?
Southeast, I think.
Okay.
No, west. No, we don't.
Okay. The map says Adams River, Maine, so we're sticking to it. Our map book had indicated that this was a mainline logging road all the way through to the connector with the White River. It quickly narrowed, and we realized either we were lost or the map book was wrong. You know, we've seen main lines kind of get this way, right? If there's a section that they're not using that one. So you know you're off the main line when a big old log on the road that's
Sudden, yeah.
only got enough width for a truck. Oh, we're dead ending. Actually, why don't we pull over anyway?
Yeah.
We had taken a right onto the Compton Creek Main, and it was a beautiful spot to stop and take a break anyway. And then we turned around. It was a dead end. We couldn't go any farther. We turned around and the journey continued. For
Sorry?
yeah, I'll just check the book again, make sure it is the Upper Adams that we want. So we went back to the junction that we had turned off onto, and indeed there was a sign for the Upper Adams Main. So we turned right and we started to follow that, and it quickly became pretty sketchy. You could tell that there probably wasn't any logging activity on this road.
Oh, yeah, baby.
And the alders were encroaching. There was really only enough room for a small Toyota 4Runner. We're in Shone Lake Provincial Park.
Woohoo.
Okay.
Nice lake.
All right. What was throwing us off was our map was indicating that this was a mainline logging road. I suspect what had happened was back in '93 when they expanded Shone Lake Provincial Park, logging had ceased in this area and Mother Nature was taking over. I had found a blog for this trip on the internet, and it turned out to be pretty useless because he didn't warn us about this stretch of road at all. And it not only threw us off, but we were starting to lose faith in our map book, which had led us astray in the past as well. Okay, so it's, you know, it says to White River, so.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, carry on. To be continued. Oh, that smells good. It's an adventure. Well, pressure's on. Yeah, I'm starting to think that this is a real secondary road that might not even be in our map book. I don't know. There's that sign that says White River, kind of indicates that
It goes to White River.
it's going to loop around to the White River. So, right, just Might take us to where we're going. This would help if we knew where we're going.
Would help.
Well, we were heading in the right direction, and it was a beautiful drive, so we had lots of daylight and lots of gas, so we just carried on. I think this is about to get a little bit steep. This is where This is where we climb. So we came across the sign for the Moakwa Creek, Maine, and we headed north up into the island. Definitely a four-wheel drive road, but what spectacular views. Fantastic. So we hung around for a while and took in the views, and then we turned around and decided it was time to head back, and we were heading back to the Upper Adams Junction.
C12.
Is this it here?
Yes, I'd say so.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, there was a sign though that said Moakwa, right? There it is right there, yeah. Yeah. So we're on the White River, Maine. So we had come to the White River, Maine Junction, and we saw the sign for the White River to our right. And instinctively, we went to the right when, in fact, what we should have done is gone left. And of course, when you get off-road into the logging road country, there's not signs at every intersection, and they're not marked for tourists and four-wheel drivers. They're there for the workers who know the roads and know the areas. So be advised. There's a lot of intuition that goes on. But in this case, the map book was right. I had just lost faith in it, and it was on me. So after about 20 minutes, we knew we were going in the wrong direction. We turned around, and we headed back, actually heading east, back towards the main highway. And we knew that eventually we would find our way out of this. But we were in for an interesting development. We saw an intersection, we saw the White River, and we took the bridge crossing the river, thinking that the White River, Maine crossed the river there. Well, yeah, this is what...
Stewart, Maine, bridge removed. Access for Stewart, Maine,
what
Stewart
the-
Lake, John Fraser, use Victoria Road.
Hey man, I'm lost.
Junction ahead, it's...
The sign said, Stewart, Maine closed. Take Victoria, Maine. And that baffled me because I couldn't see these roads on our map. Well, in fact, they were there. I just didn't have my strong reading glasses on, and they were so faint compared to the other mainline logging roads that I just didn't even consider them, and I couldn't even read them. But so the Victoria, Maine, was heading in the right direction, and we decided, well, let's keep heading out to the main highway, and sure enough, it turned in, it was a mainline logging road, and eventually it hooked up with the White River, Maine, and it was all good. We got to where we were going. But in future, I'll make sure that I carry my super strong reading glasses with me. It was just really hard to see these roads on this map. I have no idea where we are.
I think we're on Vancouver Island.
Our plan was to head back to Sayward and then, staying on the gravel, get onto the Salmon River, Maine, and head south. Unfortunately, the Sayward area, there's a lot of logging roads, it's a main staging area, was right on the crease in the map book, and it was pretty hard to read.
Where the f*** are we?
So we are on Salmon River Road.
Well, if you can believe the sign.
We had a sign. At one point, Salmon River, Maine will turn into a straight stretch of road they call Airstrip Road. And we wanted to check this out. It's a completely straight stretch. It runs for about 2 kilometers. And I've researched this everywhere and I can't find out its true history. Some say it was for military use in the Second World War. Others say it was for water bombers. I had one person say that it was actually an airstrip, like an airfield, but I don't see that on Google. Anyway, if anybody has any insights, share them. But it's a strange thing to be on a logging road and come across a completely straight stretch of road like this. You can tell they're not using it for landing planes anymore because they've allowed the trees to grow up along the sides. So it was getting late and we thought we'd head back towards the pavement, but what a great day. Just some awesome scenery. I highly recommend this trip. These mainline roads can be done on a 2-wheel drive. If you do this trip, don't take the Upper Adams Main unless you have a 4-wheel drive. Take the White River Main. And if you want to go into Moakwa Creek, up to Moakwa Creek Road, and check out those really spectacular scenery, that is 4-wheel drive. Don't do that on a 2-wheel. If I was going to do this again, I would take the White River Main in to the junction and then sort of backtrack to Moakwa Creek. Anyway, it was a great day. We had a lot of fun. We've done a few other videos on off-roading on Vancouver Island, and we'll be doing more. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching and cheers.